Obviously, we don't know all the specifics of the injury, but from what you're hearing, from what you see, including reports that there's going to be a pin and a plate placed in that throwing hand, what sort of insight can you give us?
Well, when you hear about the hardware, it tells you that they're trying to stabilize something, like a fracture. So you talk about a plate to bridge where the fracture line is and help that bone to heal, and a pin is usually placed to reduce movement across a joint. Now, pins are temporary. Typically, a pin will stay in for 3 to 4 weeks and then come out. But the other side of the healing process is then the recovery to get the range of motion and the strength back. And we're talking about the thumb of the throwing hand of a quarterback. It's really critical that you get all the motion and strength back so that you can deliver the ball accurately. This is what he does for a living.
By the way, we're seeing these injuries of quarterbacks hitting helmets. We saw it with Russell Wilson and Drew Brees. They're not the same injury, but what does that tell us?
It tells us that they're really nervous about these hand-to-hand contact injuries and just the way the force, the speed, the size of players. These injuries are becoming more problematic in recent years. We saw Russell Wilson, as you mentioned, he hit Aaron Donald's hand he's out for 5 weeks with that injury. Drew Brees tore a ligament in his thumb. He was out for 6 weeks. We're hearing 6 to 8 weeks on Dak Prescott, and that sounds like a reasonable time frame. They have a bye in week 9, so you kind of look at that. You're talking about half the season potentially.